The biggest challenge with renter to buyer conversion is always education. The second biggest challenge would be their unwillingness to make long-term commitments because our generation floats around a little bit more. They're more transient, jobs change, career paths change. But I think if they're educated on the dollars and cents of it, I think there's a lot higher chance that they're going to buy, even if they suspect leaving the area in 3 to 5 years, because then they made a good investment as a landlord or as a potential income property. But that first initial hump to show them the finances that they can save by being an owner is the biggest part. And sometimes they know it and they don't know the details, and sometimes they don't know it at all, and you're starting fresh and showing them all of the financial advantages. But getting over that hump and teaching them is a really big step.
A lot of young people today want flexibility really in their lifestyle, and I think that's a challenge to, as Reed said, to overcome. How does a home and home ownership fit into a lifestyle of flexibility? One of the things that, again, that I've been impressed in how Reed relates that to the consumers he knows. He's really trying to get them to view this as kind of a long-term potential that they're building, in essence, an annuity for themselves, and it's a great investment vehicle long-term. Young people today don't have the retirement programs that my generation and the generations before me had, and so they don't have those annuities, and so they need to plan a little bit better for retirement.
And that's why most of my clients, I don't force immediately into the top of their qualification. If the client comes to me and says I'm qualified for a $550,000 house, I would love to sell them a $400,000 house that they can move up in. And move up of the older days was you sell your $400,000 house, you buy a $550,000, you sell your $550,000, you buy a $700,000. I would love it if my clients can buy the $400,000, save up a down payment, and then buy the $550,000 and keep the $400,000 as part of an investment package, because frankly, they're going to need it. There are tax advantages in being the landlord then. The principal payment's going to go down every month, obviously. So, if you can buy a house at 30 and get a 30-year mortgage, by the time you're 60, you have a lot of rental income coming in or a great asset to sell.
Taking basically the same monthly payment that they're paying in rent, and with that same monthly payment in a house, what are the tremendous advantages of home ownership? And that appeals to the young people who want to stay at that, budgeting at that same monthly payment, rent versus mortgage.
And it's important for people under 35 to keep that payment consistent because they're used to a lifestyle, they have other spending that they do. So I don't want our realtors to take away that they need to go get a client that pays $2,000 in rent and sell them up to a house at $25,000. I want them to show them a house that's $2,000 and then break down the financial advantages of owning that house.